Hey everyone, today I'm sharing a story I came across on Reddit. It's not a made-up creepypasta. It's someone's real-life experience. And honestly, it's disturbing. Whether it's true or not, I'll leave that up to you to decide. But it really stuck with me.
If you like real horror stories like this, feel free to hit subscribe, give this video a like, and let me know in the comments what you think about it.
All right, let's get into it.
The first time I ate someone's grief, I didn't even realize what I was doing. It wasn't heroic, it wasn't planned. It was an accident. A horrifying, soul-wrenching accident. I still remember the weather that day. Gray skies, heavy air, the kind of day where the world feels like it's holding its breath. My aunt had just died. The grief hung over our family like thick smoke. And my cousin, God, she was broken. Her tears didn't stop, not once. She clutched her mother's wedding ring like it was the only thing keeping her standing. When she hugged me, she pressed that ring into my palm with a strength I didn't expect. Her voice cracked, raw and hollow. "I can't look at it anymore. Just take it away." And I did. I slipped it into my jacket pocket, thinking nothing of it. Just a meaningless gesture. Just being a supportive cousin, or so I thought. But the drive home, that's where everything changed. At first, I thought I was just warming up, from the cold funeral air. But the warmth started in my stomach, spread to my chest, my fingers, my mind. And by the time I pulled into my driveway, it wasn't warmth anymore. It was relief, pure, euphoric, blissful relief. Like every ounce of sadness had been drained from my body, like I was floating on air. I smiled. For the first time in days, I smiled. And then the phone rang. It was my cousin. "Thank you," she whispered, voice softer than I'd ever heard it. "I finally slept. I finally let go." I froze, because in that moment, something terrible clicked in my mind. What if I didn't just take the ring? What if I took something else? What if I took her pain? I laughed it off at first. No way. That's crazy, right? But 2 weeks later, in a gas station parking lot, that laugh faded. The bathroom light flickers. My trembling reflection stares back at me, eyes sunken, cheeks hollow, but unmistakably mine. For the first time in days, there's no constant chorus behind my thoughts, no tug of war for control of my body. Only silence, heavy, oppressive silence, but somehow it feels peaceful. I slump against the wall, gripping the counter like it's the only thing anchoring me to reality. My knees threaten to give way. The adrenaline crash hitting me harder than any drug withdrawal I've ever known. Pause. He breathes. Long, ragged, human breaths. And then I cry. Not quiet sobs. These are violent, racking, ugly sobs that rip straight from my ribs. For the people I've hurt. For the pain I've swallowed. For the life I've wasted numbing myself instead of facing what I was running from. The grief was never theirs alone. It was mine, too. A single beam of morning light filters through the blinds, soft and pale, casting long, thin shadows across the floor. My hands tremble as they hover over the pile of objects I once hoarded like trophies. Lockets, dulled by tears, journals heavy with unsaid words, worn shoes, tangled necklaces, dusty wedding rings, teddy bears still faintly smelling of childhood innocence. Each one hums faintly, a hum only I can hear, like echoes of pain I thought I'd silenced. But grief doesn't vanish when you consume it. It lingers, waiting, watching, longing for someone to remember. I wrap them in brown paper, my fingers fumbling with the tape, the pen slipping in my shaking grasp as I scribble down names and addresses. Each letter feels heavier than the last. My throat burns, my pulse hammers in my ears, slow and distant, like war drums in fog. I leave before sunrise, when the streets are empty and cold. Fog curls around my ankles, my footsteps echo too loud, too alone. I place packages gently on doorsteps, like laying down the dead. Some doors I dare to knock on. A man answers, middle-aged, hollow-eyed, face pale from too many sleepless nights. His gaze falls to the package in my hands, a bracelet once worn by his daughter. He recoils. His face twists in pain and recognition. "It's yours," I whisper, my voice barely a breath. Tears spill down his face, quiet and steady. Shaking hands clutch the bracelet to his chest like a drowning man grabbing a life preserver. No words, just silence. And in that moment, a single flicker of peace, like a candle burning low. But silence never lasts. At night, in the stillness of my empty apartment, they return. Whispers crawling at the edge of my mind, fingers brushing my thoughts, cold and thin. They are quieter now, contained, but never gone. The cracked window rattles in the wind. I stare through it, wondering if I'll ever deserve peace. But I'll try. I shut down the website, change my number, toss the burner phones into a dumpster. But they still find me. Faces streaked with tears, voices like broken glass, knocking on my door in the dead of night. This time, I don't offer escape. No shortcuts, no more eating their grief. I just listen. Sitting across from a man, his hands shaking. He places his daughter's teddy bear on the table between us. His voice cracks. She was 7. His words tremble. "Cancer. I can't do this. I can't live with this pain." The room feels colder. Silence, thick as fog. I could take the bear. I could swallow the grief and give him peace for a while. But that would feed the darkness again. So instead I reach across the table, my voice quiet, steady. "Tell me about her." The clock ticks softly as the hours slip away. He speaks of her laugh, bright and wild, her favorite cartoons, her mismatched socks, the way she'd squeeze his pinky finger when she was scared. A faint music box plays somewhere far away, slow and fragile. When he leaves, teddy bear pressed to his chest, the pain is still there. But so is the memory, and the love. And in that quiet, empty room, for the first time in years, I realize I'm not alone in my grief anymore. At night, when the walls creak and shadows stretch thin across the floor, the whispers sometimes return. "We'll be back," they murmur, soft as wind slipping through cracks. I smile, tired but steady. I'll be waiting. The nightmare may return, the chorus may rise again. But this time, I won't run. A single church bell tolls in the distance, fading, fading, until there is only silence.